Once upon a sunny morning in Canada, little Ryan was bursting with excitement. He had just heard the best news. He and his parents were finally taking a trip back home to Nigeria. His mom smiled as she zipped up their suitcase. His dad checked their passports one last time, and Ryan, gripping his red plastic magnifying glass in one hand, held his toy detective hat in the other. He could hardly sit still. It's been 5 whole years since we left, his dad said with a warm voice. I wonder how much has changed, his mom added with a hopeful smile. As the plane soared into the sky, Ryan looked out the window with big sparkling eyes. He imagined the jollof rice, the warm sun, the music, and the streets he used to hear stories about. But what they saw when they arrived, no one could have imagined. The airport in Lagos, Nigeria was enormous and shining. It was cleaner than any airport Ryan had ever seen, with glass elevators, sparkling floors, and digital screens that spoke to travelers in different languages. There were robots rolling around, offering directions, and a children's play area shaped like a rocket ship. Outside, the roads were smooth, wide, and tarred. Underground trains glided past beneath their feet, quiet and fast. Traffic lights worked perfectly, and drivers actually obeyed them. There were no loud horns, no traffic, just order and beauty. On every other street corner, there was a mall, tall, bright, filled with shops and cafes and music floating through the air. Solar panels stretched across rooftops. Trash bins were placed neatly along the sidewalks, and every single one had been used. The streets were spotless. Mom whispered, Look, Ryan, Lagos is cleaner than downtown Toronto. Dad laughed. There's even free Wi Fi on the street. Can you imagine? They stayed with Grandma in a lovely home with marble tiles, steady electricity, and running water that never stopped. Every day the power stayed on. The lights didn't flicker, the fans didn't go off. No generators, no noise. The neighborhood was peaceful and quiet, with trees lining the streets and children playing safely in the parks. There were no mosquitoes, no blackouts, no body trash, just calm. Ryan and his parents went out every day to explore. They didn't have to wake up at odd hours to beat traffic. They rode underground trains that moved silently and on time. And even when they used cars, the journey was fast as there was no traffic on the road. They visited libraries with touch-screen computers and robotic assistants. They even went to the local market, and Ryan's parents could not believe it. No one was dragging them by their hands and clothes and yelling, Ah, auntie, auntie, come and buy jeans. You go like this one, oh. No one tried to grab their bags. They entered the local shops easily. Kiosks and stalls were not scattered everywhere. It was a pleasant sight to behold. Ryan's favorite moment was when they visited a beautiful school near Grandma's house. The building looked like a small university. Inside, classrooms were air conditioned with large touchscreen boards. The desks were shiny and clean. Each student had a tablet. There was a playground with a climbing wall and a small soccer pitch, and even a garden where children learned to plant and grow food. The principal, a kind woman in a bright Ankara dress, looked at Ryan and said, Would you like to join us tomorrow? Ryan looked up at his mom and dad with wide shining eyes. Can we stay here forever? He asked. His mom knelt and held his hands. Yes, dear, we've decided. We are staying in Nigeria. You go to school here from now on. Ryan jumped with joy, hugging his mom tight. He couldn't believe it. A better Nigeria, and he was going to live in it. That night, as he fell asleep, he couldn't stop smiling. Tomorrow would be his first day at his new school in Nigeria. Then, the next morning, he felt a soft hand on his shoulder. Ryan, wake up, sweetie. Time to get ready for school, his mom whispered. Ryan rubbed his eyes and sat up slowly. The walls were familiar. His bed, his toys, his winter jacket hanging on the door. It was his bedroom, but his bedroom in Canada. Mommy, we are not in Nigeria? He asked, confused. His mom smiled gently. No, love, you were dreaming. Ryan's shoulders sank. His toy detective hat lay by his side. He looked out the window and the snow was falling gently outside. I really thought we were there, he said softly. Later that evening, Ryan sat by the window with his red magnifying glass in hand. He looked up at the stars, quiet and thoughtful. His dad came and sat beside him, placing a warm hand on his back. You know, his dad said, maybe one day that dream will come true. Ryan nodded slowly. I believe it will, he whispered. One day Nigeria will be that great, for real. And he smiled just a little, because even though it had only been a dream, it was one he would never forget. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Would you like to live in a Nigeria like this one day? Tell us in the comment section. And don't forget, the Adventures of Little Ryan book series is selling on Amazon. Click the link in the bio of this page or in the video description below to purchase. And we will see you next time on The Adventures of Little Ryan.